Morning lads, so today we're going to talk about shapes of distributions. So, what's distribution? Glad you asked. So distribution is just a fancy pants way of saying, what's the graph look like? So, that graph there looks like a hill, not terribly interesting. But we're going to talk about a whole bunch of different things we could say about graphs. So we can talk about its smoothness. So a graph that looks like this is very smooth. A graph that is jagged, like so, is not smooth. So looking at what it is, describing the graph, nothing amazing here. Uniform. Sometimes data is nice and interesting on our graph. Here's my graph. The data is uniform, so it's equally spread. Nothing terribly amazing, would expect you to get that right straight away. Symmetry. So symmetry, if you remember, it's the old, I can cut it down the middle and it looks the same on both sides. So we talk about being balanced, and being balanced is around a centre. Balanced around a centre. Unimodal. So unimodal data, looking at a graph, one mode. Remember, mode, most common score, so something with only one mode, only one peak. There's my mode, no stress about that. Uni, of course, prefix that describes one. Bimodal, on the other hand, is a prefix that describes two modes. Two modes, or two peaks. I prefer you to use modes. Modes is a mathematical term, peaks is a mountaineering term, and we're not really mountaineers in this class. Multimodal, once we got one too many. So, what we're looking at there is stuff that looks crazy like this. So, it has more than two modes. Again, nothing terribly exciting. I reckon you could have worked that one out on your own. Skewness refers to the symmetry of the data. So something that has no skewness is symmetrical around a centre. No skewness, symmetrical. Positively skewed. So positively skewed data has a tail to the right. So we got a whole bunch of scores down the bottom and a tail to the right. Positively skewed, tail to positive side. Negatively skewed. No points for guessing this one, gentlemen. Tail on negative side. Diddly potatoes, they're the key things that I want you to get out of it. So if I was looking at question 1 in our exercise today, I'd look at the graph and I'd describe the smoothness. So the smoothness is, it's not smooth. Not smooth. And the modality, so it's got unimodal. It's only got one mode. Once we get past question 1, having a look at stuff like question 2a, describe the skewness. So our graph, which I'm going to draw on this, has a tail in the positive direction. So it's going to be positively skewed. Positively skewed because tail on the positive side. I'm going to actually have a go at 2F as well. You're given a box and whisker plot. Now the box and whisker plot's interesting. Remember way back when we did these, we said that this is the median. So that means that there's half the scores on this side. So if I was to draw that in a graph like 2A, it would almost look exactly like 2A. So once again, what we can do is we can say that that one is positively skewed. Once again. So I'm going to let you have a go. Questions 1, 2, 3, and I reckon that'll do you for the lesson. Have a good day, lads.